Okay, we're with Robert. He was a election observer for the Constitution Party this morning. What time did you arrive on the scene, and tell us what happened, Robert?
I arrived at 5:40 this morning when they were setting up the machines. I introduced myself, I gave them my credentials, and I was greeted warmly, and I was given all the help that I needed. I asked if I could look at the machines, document the numbers on the machines, and do what I needed to for my paperwork, and I was told that was fine. After I had gotten through writing down all the security seals that were on the machines, I noticed one that was broken open, and it was explained to me that they were putting the memory cards in the machines. And so I asked if I could go back through and get the new security serial numbers on the machines. And I was also told that I would be able to get the memory card numbers from their documentation, the serial numbers for the memory cards. So I was going to do this, and when I approached where I initially began, one of the judges from a precinct that wasn't there when I started came up to me and told me that I had no business being near the machines. Now keep in mind, voting had not started. This was at 6:20. Voting is supposed to start at 6:30. Came up to me, he walked up to 3 inches to my body, put his chest out, opened his arms, and then he pointed over me and said, "You need to go back there." And when he did, his arm touched me, whatever that means.
Wow.
And so he said, "You need to go back away." And so I did. And then about 5 or 6 minutes later, I was talking to one of the other judges, and they said that I could get that information still. So I talked to the judge then about 12 minutes later, who said that I was, she was agreeable prior to this of letting me have the serial numbers to the memory cards, since documented. And it was just after voting had started, and I asked her about that. And the gentleman who came up to me and treated me that way initially, sent one of the technical helpers that's employed with the Board of Elections of Lucas County over to inform me that I was not entitled to have that information, that I was not allowed to talk to any of the election workers, any of the poll workers. I wasn't allowed to talk to them. That would be interfering with their duties, and I was only allowed to sit back and observe, preferably back in the corner, out of the way. And I asked her a couple of questions, and she wasn't able to answer them. She got back from the Lucas County Board of Elections and telling me that that was correct, that I didn't have a right to that information. And I was, okay, that's fine. So I called an attorney, and he said that I did have the right to that information. And I gave her the phone, and she says, well, I was told he didn't have the right to that information. So subsequent to that, after a long day, I was finally able to get in touch with the Secretary of State's office and the Lucas County Board of Elections. Both affirmed that I had the right to that information. Needless to say...
And I'm wondering, I know that most of this is done at the beginning of the day, when the machines are just being opened, and I'm wondering if you have a law that on the top of this office.
We do. However, I will like to tell you that this happened this morning. We went through this morning. We got a call from Board of Elections and the attorney from Board of Elections saying that we could not give out our memory card serial numbers. As far as the machine numbers are concerned, now we're in the process. The person that was here this morning, they were able to get the machine numbers because it was before people were voting. Now all of our documents that we have done this morning have been put into the protection bags that cannot be opened again until this evening once every voter is out of the building.
Okay.
So I do apologize.
Could we do this if we came back after every voter was done?
You mean like when polls were closed?
Yeah.
I can make that phone call and find out for you. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
If you will do that.
Of course I can.
Memory cards too?
Would it include the memory cards?
I will ask for both. I will clarify everything. So that means you would be back at 7:30.
Yes.
Because we close. Okay, that's no problem. Okay. Alrighty. And did you sign, sir?
I'm not.
Is Pam. She's at the Board of Elections and she would like to speak to you. Okay.
Hi, this is Anita. what I wanted to know is if I have a form here that I want to fill out that has the machine number and the memory card numbers, and now Dawn told me that they have, since everything is in use right now, that I can't get that information. But okay, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, this is for the Election Day Observer Law of the Green Party.
All right, Anita, you went in there and spoke with the election official. What happened?
Well, they told me no. They told me I could not get the numbers for the machines or for the memory cards. And when I challenged them, I let them know that we had spoken to the Secretary of State and were told that this was certainly information we were allowed to have. So they said they'd call me back. They called me back and said, yes, indeed, we could have that information. So I'll come back here at 7:30 and get that information. But it's just sort of curious how, one, nobody knows what they're doing. But really, why would they want to hide that information? It's fairly mundane.
Right.